A friend of mine signed to a record label for $5,000. When he told me, I was so happy and excited for him. And fast forward to now, he owes the label over $75,000. Now, let me explain to you where it all went wrong, because some of you have been telling me that I'm looking for a record deal. I want to be signed to a record label this year. While that is a good news, here are some of the things you need to know. When a record label signs you, they spend money on what we call artist development. Now, artist development includes things like photo shoots, branding, getting you in rooms, making your music dynamic by like getting you producers and all that stuff. That costs a lot of money. While some labels can be generous enough to say, okay, they are allocating a budget to this cost, some will say that $5,000 they are giving you, or maybe 10K or 100K, you are going to be doing it from inside that money, and that is called a recoupable expense. Like, you have to pay back that money. Now, from your own side, if you have a lawyer, you have a manager, you pay them from that money. So let's say you have $5,000 and your lawyer charges $500 for retainership, you are going to pay that from your 5K. And your manager also has a fee. If your manager charges $250 to manage you, that's like strictly based on agreements, you are going to pay that money. Then let's say you want to do sponsored ads, you are going to pay from that money. And now the complexity of this is all solely based on how good you are. If a label invests $20,000 in you, they need to make that money back in tenfold. Now, some labels have paid that huge amount and they never made anything. That's a story for another day. Which, if you're an independent artist, this is the only advice I have to give to you. Work on yourself. Develop yourself. You have internet, you have Google, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, you have everywhere you can just lay your hands on using your mobile device. Be independent and work on your stuff until you are sure you are ready to like commit to a label, or you are ready to commit to a major corporation that is going to sponsor, give you money, and in the end make that money in tenfolds. Don't complain when the splits start coming in and they tell you from 100,000 that you made, they're going to give you $300. It's that ridiculous. Yeah, so if you're watching this video and you want to get signed, of course it's good to get signed, be happy and excited, but just know there are pros and cons, and here are some of them. Learn from my friend. He's now owing them $75,000, and like, I don't know how he's going to pay that. If he eventually pays that, it's going to be after like 4 or 5 years, because he does not have a job and is just there. He's making music, his catalog belongs to them. They are taking 100%, because after the agreement, if you don't make as much money as they expected, the terms might change. So yeah, be careful. I just felt like you need this information, and now that you've learned this, just stay independent and do what you got to do.